live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Yeah. Yeah,
Feel
we
like Night at the Roxbury.
always come in dancing. Always come in dancing. Yeah, because it's Friday. It's Friday night.
It is Friday night.
What's up, ladies and gents? How we doing?
What's going on, everybody? Good to see you all again.
Thanks for coming back. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Let's see. Oh, Jax, I'm here. Thank you.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just saw I could see you pop up at the bottom. So I was
The internal chat, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, there's an internal chat here.
Mhm.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? I am Brian /
I'm Jax.
incredibly
Oh.
average. She is Jax, otherwise known as Jax. I don't know why I say incredibly average. I think everyone just says Brian now, which is great. Secrets out. All right. Let's see who we got in here.
For a while.
Yeah, it's been out for a minute. Let's
We got
see.
everybody in here.
How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Hi. Let's see. Miss Natty Lamar.
Natty Lamar.
Like Hetty Lamar.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
How's the pup doing, Brian? We're gonna get to that. Hey, first time catching live. I like seeing these. I like the ones that can jump in. What's up, Chaz? Hello from Kentucky. Hello.
Hey.
Good evening from Manchester. Where's everybody? Almost said calling in, like it's a call-in radio show or something.
Oh my goodness! Now
we're taking requests.
Mm-hmm.
This one goes out. You want to call in? Anybody want to call in? No, we'll take requests. I don't have any. You got anything loaded up on the old Zune?
Yeah.
Remember
this
Zune?
One goes out to all the Hoaxa sisters.
The Hoaxa sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chicago, Chi-Town. Let's see. I just want to see where everyone's from. Finland. Did I miss that one? I thought I saw Finland. There was a Finland somewhere. Sweden, UK, Scotland, Tasmania, Bama. Man.
Worldwide.
Fresno. Worldwide. Yeah. Alberta. What's up? Up in the attic. How's it going? Let's see. Tucson. Cali.
Love to see everybody.
Letting everyone file in here. South Florida. How is it down there? It is bitter cold right now here. Hell is
nice.
Tennessee. I like Tennessee. In my backyard. Let's see. Info right now. How we doing? Feels like we've turned a corner. Does it feel like that to you all after that Court TV interview of JD's legal team? I watched a couple of clips of that. They were interviewing Camille and Ben.
Yeah, I didn't see any of it, actually.
I watched, I think, there was like 10 minutes of it I watched. I think Camille was saying Amber's the type that they were asking why none of Amber's friends showed up, or why aren't they friends anymore? And they showed clips of all of her friends saying they are no longer friends. And she said she's the type that burns bridges.
Yeah.
I agree.
Accurate.
Sweden. Belfast, Ireland. I always want to go to Ireland. I really do. Poland. There are two from Finland. I thought I saw Finland. Who we got in the World Cup, folks?
Argentina.
Yes. Yep. Messi finally, he needs to get one.
I hope so.
I think it's going to be his last crack at it.
Yes,
Thank you, Marta. Thank you, Marta, for the super sticker. Let's see.
Who do you have in the third place game, though?
Oh, Morocco and Croatia?
Yeah.
God, I don't know. I like both of them do a really good job of locking the other team down, just like playing. I think it's going to be 0-0 and they'll go to penalties, like so many that have.
Oh, you think so?
I think so. I mean, maybe they score. I don't know. They do well on counters, and when they get their opportunities, they take them. I like Morocco's goalie because he smiles all the time when he was doing penalties and stuff coming from the quarters or the quarters.
My dad sent me a really interesting article that basically a guy spent many years studying like the science of penalty kicks,
Mhm.
and long story short, it's do not get into a penalty shootout with Croatia. They are the number
Really?
one winner.
Wow. So if it
Yeah.
goes to that, you got Croatia. Who do you have otherwise if it doesn't go to
In the third
do you
place game, I like
yeah,
Morocco.
you like Morocco? I like
Yeah.
Morocco. Um, hello.
Yep, there's Brew.
There's Brew. Brew's doing good. Phoenix, Scotland, all sorts of. All right, letting everyone file in. So while everyone files in, let's do a little news of the week real quick. Before we do this, we're going to be doing Raquel Pennington, Amber's former best friend, now no longer friends. Her words, not mine. And from France, who you got? Who you got in the final?
Exactly.
Exactly. Giroud has played out of his mind. I mean,
Out of his mind.
Mbappe is Mbappe, but man, Giroud's been insane.
Yeah.
San Diego, Indiana. That's where mi familia is from my mom's side. London, sorry about it. Also,
Oh yeah.
just want to just dial it way back to the opening rounds here, the group round, when somebody said that the U.S. will never beat England, and they didn't,
No.
but it was also not a defeat. So I feel good about that.
I was happy with that draw, to be honest. Thought we were
Yeah,
gonna get
that
our
was pretty.
asses kicked.
I thought we were gonna get smoked,
Yeah.
but we did pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's see, New Zealand, the super chat, Las Vegas, Nevada, Denise, Pete, thank you for that. Sweden, let everyone filing in. Yorkshire, Minnesota, Toronto.
Oof.
Oh God, Toronto. We don't want to talk about
We don't
Toronto.
talk about Toronto.
We don't talk about. We don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about Toronto.
Right.
That's a cool super sticker. Thank you, Anna. Thank you for that. Italy. How about that? Man. All right. So here's what's happening. News of the week for anyone who's been following along on Twitter and or here. I don't think I put anything on Instagram. Jax, you and I were just talking about this. How
Yeah.
we kind of neglect Instagram a little bit, and I'm trying to work on that.
Totally do.
Like my followers are just like, yeah. Every time I check in, it's like a couple hundred done.
Mm.
I try. I really do try. It's just a lot to balance. And for those who don't know, I have a senior dog. I have several dogs, and my senior dog, Layla, who this belongs to, this was her first caller, is 15 in April, and she battled pneumonia last year, dual pneumonia last year. She's a tough old gal. It came back this year, and she was placed on similar medicine, antibiotics and whatnot, and she was also placed on steroid and an albuterol. The steroid and the albuterol caused a negative reaction, and her pancreas essentially shut down. So her blood sugar levels reached upwards of 700, which is extremely high, and she was rushed to the emergency vet in Clarksville. So she stayed in the emergency vet for 4 or 5 days, something like that. I was finally able to go get her a couple days ago, and she has, which they say it's rare when it happens, and especially in an older dog like this, when everything just completely wants to shut down, transient diabetes, which means she had diabetes for a little bit, and now she doesn't. But there's
Crazy.
always the risk. There's always the risk it could come back. So the little machine tester thing came in today. So she's not going to be happy with us. We're going to be poking her and prodding her and drawing blood a couple times a day and trying to figure out where that curve is and what to feed her, and the diet's changing. But she did pretty good a couple days ago when I wanted to schedule this. She did even better yesterday, eating and whatnot, and she's doing even better today. So she's just jumping up on the couch again and just being spoiled rotten. So love her to
As
death.
she should be.
Yeah. So she's the boss around here. So we're really happy to have her
No,
back.
that's great news. That's what we all wanted to hear.
Yeah. So hoping get a wrangle on this. I want Croatia to win.
Oh man.
Completely missed that. I clicked on that without reading the last half of that thing.
Hilarious.
Uh,
Hilarious.
oh man. All right. So anyway, that's what's happening with Miss Layla. So I really appreciate everyone's thoughts and prayers and well wishes and everything else. Brutus as well has some good news. Brutus, right? He was going to have
Yeah, and
surgery on his ear.
Brutus is totally fine. Yeah, he had a ear hematoma a couple weeks ago, got it drained, it came back, so we scheduled a surgery. Got it drained again, excuse me, and it did not recur after the second draining, so I was able to get to cancel the surgery and no
Woo!
cones, no operations heading into the
Yeah,
holiday season here. Everything is good to go with the little guy, so
that
good
is
news for all the
awesome.
furballs.
Good news all around.
Yes.
Another bit of good news. I'll pull this up and see if it doesn't like drag us down any, but I do want to look this up and see if
We are dragging
let's see. Are we dragging?
a little bit.
Figured. A little bit because I like it tells you to stay off of YouTube when you do this
Oh, yeah.
because it can absolutely drag the whole experience down. But it'll be fine. We'll figure it out. Brutus.
Brutus does not approve of the lag.
He does not approve. All right, let's okay, so we have Captain Corey. I wanna
Yes.
share this screen real quick. For those of you who don't know, there's a young man named Corey, and he's from across the pond, and he is in palliative care, which basically he's had two, if I'm correct, two
Yes.
heart transplants,
Yes.
and it's been such a rough journey for Corey, and it's been so hard on his body having these two heart transplants at such a young age and multiple surgeries. Uh, it's essentially he's decided he will not have another one, even though he would require a third. And he has decided to live out his days at home, spending time with his family, his mother, his sister, and all of his loved ones. And he had a wish that he could. He wanted to create a YouTube channel, and he wanted to reach 100,000 subs. So this past week has been really, really a cool experience to just see it all take off. Johnny Depp dressed up as Captain Jack Sparrow, sent him a video that was one of the first videos uploaded on his channel. Let me share the channel. If you have not subscribed, let's see, share
Do it.
screen, do
Go
it.
do it.
So let me share this and see if it pops up here. Yeah, there we go. So this is Captain Corey's channel. It's called Crack in the Box. Isn't Kraken like release the Kraken? And
Yes.
he's up to 192. Look at that.
Amazing.
192K. So
Amazing. 8,000
go
more and there'll be a
subscribe.
new video of Johnny.
8,000 more, and you get a second part of a video of Johnny
Yeah.
that he sent him because he got a phone call right there. Phone call with
Yeah.
Johnny Depp. So go subscribe to Corey, because YouTube actually, there was like a little mix up with his channel being taken down for a little while. I think they got it all sorted. Jax, you knew about that. I think Andy was all over it. Emily D. Baker was helping out. There was a liaison they worked with. The CEO of YouTube tweeted. I assume they're expediting his plaque. He really wanted that 100K plaque. He wanted that 100K subscriber plaque. There's guys like Rob and Ian that are making, they're using their woodworking skills and their leather. I guess, is it leather smithing? Leather work?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know how Ian would have to correct me on that, but
Right.
I've seen the pictures of Ian. I haven't seen anything of Rob's finished product, if he's finished yet. But they're going to try to find a way to send that to him. He has, if you go to his channel, you can see his Amazon wish list. He's got a ton of stuff already, but anything they're looking to pay it forward for hospitals and other children in need in the local area around there, and just help them out if you can. It's just a really good story. It was awesome to see this channel go from 1,000. I posted it on YouTube, and when I made the post, it was 6,000. And then Andy got a hold of it. The Rock tweeted about it. Obviously, Johnny, so many people got involved in this. It was really, really fun to watch this channel blow up. He went from one day he made a reaction video for 10,000 and he couldn't believe it, 10,000 subs. And by the next morning, he had 100. He was over 100K. Just blows my mind.
It was awesome. It was an awesome effort just across the whole internet. So many channels got involved after the word got out. It wasn't just us on Twitter and getting at Dwayne and all that type of stuff. So many people, so many creators really rallied for this cause. So I was very, very happy to see that, and so happy for the little pirate.
Yeah.
Hopefully the channel is back to being operational. I know there was still an issue about uploading videos, but hopefully that's gotten taken care of now.
There it is. Thank you, Secret. Crack in the box. It's in the chat. Go do what you got to do. Subscribe. He's going to be doing, he wants to do some gaming and some unboxing, because he's a cool dude.
Awesome.
So, anyway, what we are here for,
correct,
is something some people think is fun. And I saw someone in the chat before we even got started. I saw someone in the chat say these are getting tedious. You're not wrong.
Nope.
I'm going to go through just a few more super chats and we're going to get going. This is Raquel, Pennington, Amber's former best friend, her 2016 deposition testimony, which she gave in June, 2 months before Amber gave hers. I've got a few things I'll pull in. We'll pause, we'll talk, we'll discuss, we'll rip it apart, whatever we got to do. It's going to be a real treat. We got about 1,100 peeps in here.
Fantastic.
Almost a psychologist. I remember you. Thanks for the super sticker for that. I almost need a psychologist.
After all this, yeah.
Yeah. Celine Adams, 32. Thank you. Hello from Gatlinburg. My sister and her family recently went to Gatlinburg. Saw some of the lights and all that. Let's see. Barcelona. And yes, Messi, please. Yeah, I really hope he gets one. That dude is crazy skilled. He's pretty good at it. Ghost, welcome back, Ghost. Hey guys, miss you both. We miss being here. I really do. I really do enjoy doing these with Jax, and
it's so fun. We have a great time.
We do. Have
we might have a better time than everybody else.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's my Twitter. Jax, you have a new Twitter. It is at Rogue Film Jax, correct?
Yeah, it's not new. I just changed the handle. Yeah, it's new Twitter, same as the old Twitter.
Yeah, it's the same Twitter. She just changed the handle. So that's mine. Let's see. Rocky, what's up? Stores in here hiding. Are they hiding? I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. I mean, you're welcome to show up and see how busted this testimony is. But all right.
Let's go.
All right, let's add this to the stream. We're gonna turn the mics and the cameras off so it doesn't lag. Hopefully, it doesn't lag as much. And away we go. Oh, I do want to say real quick. You don't have to come back for this, but I just stay gone.
Get the fuck out of here.
Just get out. My God, Jax, you're not needed. Okay.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. So, we were picking up with the birthday party, and Johnny showed up late, and blah 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 blah. So we're gonna pick up with all that, and then we'll jump in when we need to. Here we go. Laughs all around, killing it this time for real.
Good afternoon again, Raquel.
Hello.
So we were just at your second encounter with Amber and Johnny the evening of April 21, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you had said goodbye to all the other guests, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do any of those other guests live in the building?
No.
Do you know where Melanie lives?
I think.
All right, hold on, guys. I'm starting it all over because I realized I still had my other window open. We're gonna dial it back. Jesus.
Good afternoon again, Raquel.
Hello.
So we were just at your second encounter with Amber and Johnny the evening of April 21, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you had said goodbye to all the other guests, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do any of those other guests live in the building?
No.
Do you know where Melanie lives?
I think.
You don't, do you have her address?
No.
Okay. What about Christy? Where does she live?
I don't know. She's moving.
Okay, do you know where she lives now?
No.
Okay, does she live in Los Angeles?
I don't know. I know she's in Australia right now.
Okay. Does Amber take acting lessons in Australia?
No.
Okay. Do you know how long Amber's taken acting lessons with her?
No.
Okay. But she's taken acting lessons with her presently?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. You described her earlier, Raquel, as Amber's acting coach.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you believe that?
She has taken acting lessons with her in the past.
Okay. And do you know where she's taken those lessons?
Privately, I believe.
Okay. Do you know whether she's taken them in Los Angeles?
Yes.
Okay. But you don't know for how long or when the last one was, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. And you don't know whether Christy lives in Los Angeles?
Correct.
Okay. And where does Whitney live? Do you know Whitney's address?
No.
Okay. Does she live in Los Angeles?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where, what neighborhood? Okay. And how about Brandon?
What about Brandon?
Where does he live? Okay. And do you know his address?
No.
Okay. And what about Amanda?
I don't know her address or
Have
where
you
she
ever been to
lives.
her home?
No.
Okay. Do you know if she lives in Los Angeles?
I believe she lives in Los Angeles.
Okay. And what about Iggy?
Yes.
Yes, what?
He lives in Los Angeles.
Okay. Do you know where? What his address is?
I don't know his address, but I believe he lives in the area.
Okay. Have you ever been to any of these folks' homes?
I've been to Iggy's home
Okay. On how many occasions?
one time.
Okay. And you think it's
Yes.
okay. Okay. So, you run into Amber and Johnny a second time. You describe both of them as happy, correct?
Correct.
And you have a conversation with the two of them, correct?
Brief.
You speak words to them, they
Yes.
speak words back,
Yes.
correct? Your fiance is there, Josh?
Yes.
Okay. And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
And he speaks words to them and they speak back?
Yes.
Okay. And are they carrying anything? Do they have anything in their hands?
They have a bottle of wine.
Okay. They mean both of them?
I don't know which one was carrying it.
It wasn't Amber carrying it?
I don't remember.
So you remember seeing someone carrying a bottle of wine, correct?
Correct.
But you don't remember whether it was Johnny Depp or Amber Heard?
Correct.
Okay. Was there something that made you notice the wine?
No.
Okay. How was the person, how did you see the wine? Like if you visualize what you saw, what did you see?
I saw them with their arms around each other and a bottle of wine in the front of the two people.
Okay. When the witness is describing their arms around each other, is it fair to say that your left arm is extended in a curved manner? Did they have their arms around each other's waists?
Yes.
Okay. Did Amber have her arm around Johnny and Johnny had her arm around Amber?
Yes.
Okay. And so they were walking arm in arm, right?
Yes.
Okay. And that would leave two arms, right? And where was the wine that you saw?
In the front of the two people. So either one of them had their arm from the outside or the other one had their arm from the other side.
And as you sit here now, you don't remember whether it was Amber carrying it or Johnny carrying it?
Correct.
Do you remember what kind of wine it was?
Red wine.
Okay. Red wine. And was it a big bottle of red wine, a Magnum, a normal size bottle of wine? Do you remember what it looked like? Okay, normal size bottle of wine. Okay, and how long were you out there where Josh was out there where you were conversing?
Less than a minute.
Okay. And then how did it end, Raquel?
Saying goodnight.
Okay. And you and Josh went back in?
Yes.
To the place where you're staying?
Yes.
Okay. And did you go back in before Amber and Johnny went into their place? Where?
Simultaneously.
Okay. Okay. So before you left Amber, is it fair to say that at that point you had observed her having less than 4 glasses or more than 4 glasses of wine?
I don't know what's fair to say.
Well, truthful. You had observed her during the evening, correct?
Yes.
You'd observed her drinking multiple glasses of wine, correct?
I observed her drinking wine.
Throughout the evening?
Yes, but I don't know if it was multiple glasses or one glass. I wasn't her keeper of wine consumption.
Okay, I don't think I suggested that you were. I'm just asking what you observed of Amber.
I didn't observe that it was one first glass or that it was multiple glasses. I couldn't say if it was one glass or multiple.
Okay, but the truth, Raquel, is you saw her drinking wine throughout the course of the evening. Is that correct? And that would be fair to say because it's true, correct?
That I saw her drinking wine?
Yes, throughout the evening.
Throughout the evening.
Yes, okay. And at the point you encountered her in the hallway leading back from the storage unit to the penthouse, in front of your penthouse, could you describe for us Amber's state?
Happy.
Okay. Was she in any way, did you notice anything about whether she was impaired in any way?
No.
You didn't notice, or you observed her and she wasn't?
I didn't notice any impaired anything.
Okay. And I want to be very precise here.
Okay.
Is it true that you didn't notice one way or the other, or she was not impaired?
I didn't notice one way or the other.
Okay. So she could have been impaired and she could have not been impaired, but you didn't notice.
By impaired, can you elaborate on what that means?
Her physical state being altered by the effects of whatever she had ingested, if it was alcohol or if it was something else.
I did not notice that she was impaired at any time in the night.
Okay. And is it also true that you did not notice Johnny to be impaired at any time that you saw him on April 21st?
I did not notice that he was impaired at any time in the night.
Okay.
Hey, Jax.
Yeah,
Do you know what impaired means?
I sure do.
Yeah.
Inebriated.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all know what impaired means.
Right.
Interestingly enough, even though Raquel says she couldn't tell if Amber was, and I think it's interesting she said that Johnny wasn't. She couldn't tell that Johnny was impaired at any point in the night. But remember, he showed up inebriated and high.
Right.
From all that. So let's see what other people had to say. Let's see what somebody else had to say.
Oh my goodness. Why are we so punchy today?
I don't know.
Dogs are doing well. It's almost the holiday.
Just feeling it, dude. I've been so
end of the week.
I've been so stressed. I'm just like so glad everything's going well. I'm just like, oh man.
No. Are you impaired right now, Brian?
Let's just shred this. No, I did almost. I almost poured a glass of bourbon before this started, but I would have. I was this close.
That's so funny.
So anywho, this is from Josh's testimony years later, and this was in 2019, and this was referring to the birthday party. Did she seem intoxicated at any time during the evening? And a simple answer, yes. No. Thank you. Good night, ladies and gents. We're logging.
That's all.
That's all she wrote. Yeah, how hard is that? It's not a difficult.
The entire thing is like that, just like very evasive and repeating half the question back.
Can you, oh, Johnny's, I like this. Johnny's penthouse, not yours. Yeah. Let's go through a few things real quick. Anyway, we all know what impaired is. Let's see, where did we get to? Indeed. Where did we get to? Did we get the ghost? We got the ghost. Here we go. Nindria, super sticker. Thank you very much for that. We only got just a few of these. Burning question. Waiting for a chance. You're live again. Read the poop gate. I never want to talk about that again. I'm kidding. But I'm not. Why would Amber Heard poop in JD's bed if she did want him to find out? If she was trying to find out who told on her, why did she do it in the first place? I think it was, now I've discussed this before. I do think it was like heat of the moment. Her friends came over. I still believe that there's a chance IO could have been there, at least been in conversation with Amber through this. And it was a F that guy. He's leaving. Because when Johnny left, he said they were done. When Amber went to Coachella, she knew that her marriage was ending. She was telling everyone. She emailed it to IO that the marriage was over. I think this was like, let's give him one last FU. And then she kind of went back on that and was like, you know what? Maybe I can get him back. Maybe I can still get him back. And then it was, oh crap. And and so there you have it. That's what I think. I think it was like a heat of the moment. You know, I just won the lottery. I'm going to poop on my boss's desk. See you later. Double middle fingers to the air. I'm out. And that's kind of what she thought. And then she maybe thought better of it. That's
I think it was very impulsive. Like she was angry that he had left on the night of her all-important 30th birthday party after she decked him in the face.
Yeah.
He left after the phone throwing off the balcony and all kinds of stuff. I think it was just impulsive.
Yeah, I think so too. I think she did it. I think her friends encouraged her to do it. Whether she physically, like, I don't know, popped a squat. I was going to say, you could see going popped a squat on the bed. Or I remember there in some testimony, I think in Josh's testimony, he said there was a theory going around that Johnny believed that they like fished it out of the toilet and placed it in the bed. Like somebody went and then they fished it out. I don't listen, kitchen tongs. I don't know what's going on, but like
fecal transfer.
Yeah, there was some sort of transfer. I really don't like thinking too hard about this, except it was very impulsive. I think her friends were like, yeah, F that guy. You can always do better. Elon, Miss J, thank you so much. Your uncovering of the truth has brought so much healing to true survivors. I am one of the many and have never tackled my own hardcore childhood trauma until November 2018. That's when I found your channel. That's when I made the channel. So thank you so much, Miss Jade. That means a lot that people can find some voice, some strength, some healing through any of this nonsense that we tend to cover sometimes on this channel. So I really do appreciate that.
100%.
Anyway, I just want to show what Josh said here and go through some of those. Josh said she was clearly inebriated. He knows what that means. Everyone does. All right, away we go.
Was there any discussion at any time when you saw Johnny and Amber for the last time that evening of the trip to Coachella?
No.
Okay, now, this trip had been planned for a while?
How long is a while?
You tell me, how long had the trip been planned for?
Maybe a couple weeks.
Okay, and what was the plan?
The plan was if they came back from Australia in time for us to go to Coachella, that we would go to Coachella.
Okay. And was there a plan about where you'd stay?
Yes.
Okay. And what was that plan?
The plan was to stay at the Parker in Palm Springs.
And that's a hotel?
Yes.
Had you made a reservation?
No.
Had somebody else made a reservation?
Objection, speculation. Go ahead.
I believe somebody else made a reservation.
Okay. You didn't buy a hotel room for yourself?
No.
Who bought the hotel room for you?
I don't know.
You don't know who bought the hotel room for you?
No.
Do you know how you were getting there?
Yes.
How were you getting there?
Security was going to drive us.
Do you have security?
I don't.
Okay. Who's security?
Amber's security.
Okay.
Or the security that's employed by Johnny that sometimes helps Amber.
Okay. And this security was working for Amber at the time that was going to drive you?
Objection asked and answered. Go ahead.
I don't know if he was employed by Amber or employed by Johnny, but I do know he is part of the firm
Right.
of security guards that Johnny has.
Understood. That's not the question I'm asking, so
Okay.
let me be clear.
Great.
I'm not asking who employed the security that was helping Amber. I'm simply asking if there was security that was helping Amber during the trip.
Yes.
Okay. And who was that?
Starling.
Okay. Do you know Starling's last name?
No.
Okay. And the trip was planned so that you would stay at a hotel, but you were not paying for the hotel.
Correct.
Do you know who was paying for the hotel?
No.
Okay. Did you ask at any time who was paying for the hotel?
No.
Okay. Did you expect to pay for the hotel yourself?
No.
Why not?
Because Amber said that it was taken care of.
Okay. So Amber told you at some point that she was paying for everything?
No.
Objection, misstates testimony. Go
Okay.
ahead.
When you say Amber's told you at some point, Raquel, that it was taken care of, can you tell me specifically what she told you?
That's what she told me.
Okay. And did you have an understanding of what that meant?
An understanding as far as
What her saying it's being taken care of
my
meant?
understanding was that it was taken care of.
Meaning she was paying for it?
Meaning that it was taken care of. That was my understanding.
Well, when you say it was taken care of, Raquel, what does that mean?
Objection asked and answered.
It means that the hotel room was taken care of.
And when you say it was taken care of, do you mean it was paid for by somebody other than you?
Yes.
Okay. And did you inquire who that someone was?
No.
Did you care who that someone was?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you care who that someone was?
Because I know that it is an expensive place to stay.
Okay. And how did you manifest that care about who that someone was?
I don't understand that question.
Okay. You've said that you cared about who that someone was.
Yes.
And is there any way in which you expressed your care of who that someone was?
No.
You didn't ask any questions about who was paying?
Objection asked and answered.
Did you?
I did not ask any questions about who was paying.
Okay. But you were concerned about somebody paying for it.
Objection, misstates testimony.
Were you concerned about somebody paying for it?
I was not concerned.
Okay. Did you ever ask if you could pay for it?
No.
Okay. Okay. And when you talked about Starling, was he employed, to your knowledge, as a driver for the trip?
Yes, and security for Amber.
Okay. And was it your understanding there was need for security for Amber?
No.
Okay. Did you have any understanding of why Starling, who provides security, was on the trip?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Did you have any understanding of why Starling, who provides security, was going to Coachella with you all?
My understanding was that it was to keep Amber safe in a large, crowded concert.
Okay. And did you have any understanding of why there was any concern that Amber would be safe at a large concert?
Sorry.
Was there something that you understood there to be a need for Amber to have security at a large concert at Coachella?
My understanding is that celebrities need security in public places.
And your understanding is that Amber is a celebrity?
Yes.
Okay. And was there anybody else in the group that was considered a celebrity?
No.
Okay.
Not to my consideration.
Okay.
Yes.
So Amber was the only one of the group that you considered a celebrity?
Yes.
Okay. And your understanding of why security, why Starling was there, was that because she was a celebrity and needed security?
Yes.
Okay. And did he drive a vehicle?
Yes.
Was it one of your vehicles? Do you have a vehicle?
I do.
Okay. Did he drive your vehicle?
No.
Okay. Do you know whose vehicle he drove?
No.
Okay. Do you know what kind of vehicle it was?
Yes.
What kind of vehicle was it?
An SUV?
Okay. And was that the only vehicle taken?
No.
What other vehicles were taken?
Amber's Mustang?
Okay. And she drove her Mustang?
Yes.
Okay. And which car did you drive in?
I rode in the Mustang.
Okay. And then others drove in the other cars?
Yes.
And am I correct that you all filmed videos and Instagram posts, took pictures while you were on that trip?
Yes.
Okay. And it's fair to say it was a happy trip?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody was having fun?
Yes.
Okay. And how were you paying for food and drinks on the trip?
With money?
Okay. You paid for the food and drinks that you had?
Yes, my own. Yes.
Okay. So you paid every time you had a meal or drank alcohol, you paid for it?
Not every time.
Okay. Were there any exceptions?
Yes.
Okay. When were they?
When a friend would pay for drinks or food at the festival.
Okay. Did you pay for drinks or food at the festival?
Yes.
Okay. On how many occasions?
A few. I don't know how many exact.
Okay. So let's get to you leaving for the trip. When was the next time you saw Amber after the evening where you encountered Amber and Johnny by the pool?
In her bed.
Okay. You saw Amber in
They
her...
weren't by the pool.
I'm sorry, by the security storage.
They were in the hallway in front of our
Right. Okay. I'm sorry. In the hallway outside of your apartment.
Yes.
When was the next time you saw Amber after that?
All right. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say Johnny Depp probably paid for this trip.
Do you think so, though?
I don't know. I mean, like, everyone seems all, altruistic, and they really don't want to they don't want to spend anybody else's money. I agree, Brew. It's ridiculous.
Brutus thinks it was Johnny too.
Yeah. The fact that she's like, it was taken care of. It was taken care of. I just understood it was taken care of. So
Right.
if we let's jump to this real quick, because we've talked about this in another video before. This is the email, and you can read this entire thing on it's I can't remember what I titled the video, but it's on this channel. We talked about it, right? And and this is to Io immediately following the trip to Coachella, and this is between Io and Amber. And let's share this real quick and see if I can get it to. Oh, here we go. Excellent. So right here, one of the last things in the initial telling or whatever, the initial complaint by Amber, when Io left, says, I mean, you gave me shit for not flying halfway across the world for one day to come to your 30th birthday party, and you can't even stay a whole day in an all expenses paid vacation weekend trip to Coachella in Palm Springs for mine. So again, everyone knew that it was all expenses paid. Everyone knew who was paying, and they didn't mind. They didn't mind at all. Like, none of these people minded. This horrible human being.
No, they expected it. They expected it to just be paid for by him. Amber certainly wasn't paying. They just expected it.
Isn't it funny how no one had a problem accepting the money and the gifts and the trips and the penthouses and all that from a man who, to hear them tell it, knew almost the entirety of the relationship, that he was abusing, beating their best friend. It's just, but you don't have any problem taking, I don't know,
going to France, being on the jet, all that,
going to Coachella, living in multi-million-dollar penthouses, and it's just
random weekends at Chateau Marmont and all that. Yeah, please.
Yeah, exactly. You don't mind spending his money, and I don't know. It's just because they use the Mr. Hanky place. That's a South Park reference. I like that. NDH818, your videos have made a huge difference in my understanding of all that went on. Thank you for all the time you invested. Thank you very much. It's been a lot of time invested by all of us, but thank you very much. Lisa for Truth and Justice. Hello, relatives from North Carolina. Hello in North Carolina. Thank you for that, Lisa. We really appreciate it. And Ghost, again, why do you think, how am I reading this? Why do you think Jemai kept doing these legal things for Amber even after they were not friends anymore? Do you think she got paid from Amber to do so? No, at this point, Raquel was very invested in keeping the lifestyle, and Amber essentially was promising this lifestyle to continue. One of the penthouses that she asked for in her extortion letter was Raquel's, was the one that Raquel was staying in.
I think they got swindled into it at the start. Like, hey, let's help me say this stuff. We'll all get to keep the condos and we'll just live it up here in the Eastern building. Like, let's just do this. And Amber, of course, has no foresight whatsoever, but none of them, I think, expected it to go as far as it did.
I agree. I think they thought when Amber said, I'm going to go public, you're lucky I didn't serve you on the red carpet of, because this was said on the red carpet of Alice too. I think they thought he would feel so much pressure and just want it to go away.
Yeah.
The threat of it was enough for him to sign on the dotted line. And even then he had, enough chutzpah to fight it and say, no, I didn't do anything wrong. Bring it. And so she did. Sweet Pea, thank you very much. Do you know if Melanie Iglesias gave a deposition in 2016? I wonder if Amber Heard paid her to lie, and I wonder what happened since that made her drop Amber Heard as a client. No, Melanie did not give a deposition in 2016 to my knowledge. And I think she testified in a deposition that was used in the trial in Virginia that they are no longer friends, that Amber, and I could be misquoting, became a little too much.
It's that it was that Amber like requires your time in all of your time.
Yeah, she demands it. I mean, look at her
Right.
30th birthday party, for instance. It's amazing how many of these people, Io, Raquel, Melanie, Amanda de Cadenet, all of these people who were just her foundation of support in what was to be the most horrific time in her life, are no longer even friends with her. Why would you not still be friends with someone while she's still fighting this fight? Why would you not still support her if you supported her then? It's a weird thing. Noah, thank you very much. Brian, are you watching the Football World Cup? France is in the final. I hope we bring back our third star. Love you guys. Kiss from France. I've been watching it all. I've had to watch a lot of it on replays, but I've been watching the entire thing, and I wouldn't be surprised if France won, but I would like to see Messi get something. Thank you, Just Laura, for the super sticker. Thank you for that. Oh, a little Christmas photo. Cute. Linda James, thank you both. A little something for all your continued hard work. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you very much.
More than a little something. We appreciate it all. We're going to get right back to it, but I just wanted to point that out, that Amber did say this was an all expenses paid trip to her friends, and it was very much on Johnny's dime, and everyone knows it. And Raquel just doesn't want to say it. All right, here we go.
Her bed.
Okay. And when was that?
In the morning.
Okay.
Of the 22nd.
Okay. How did you come to be near her bed the morning of the 22nd?
I let myself into the apartment and walked up to her bedroom.
Okay, let me stop you there. Is it your practice to simply walk into Amber and Johnny's residence and let yourself in?
Yes.
That's something you normally do?
Yes.
And does it matter whether Johnny is there or not, or do you do it whether or not Johnny is there?
I do it whether or not he's there when I have been invited previously.
Okay. Were you invited to Amber and Johnny's place on the morning of April 22nd?
Yes.
By whom?
Amber.
Okay. How did that come to be?
She sent me a text very early in the morning asking her to wake her up. Asking me to wake her up.
Okay. Do you remember what time?
Between 5 and 6 a.m.
Okay. And she sends you that text at 5 or 6 a.m. asking you to wake her up when?
At 10:30.
Okay.
Around between 10 and 10:30.
Okay. Do you still have that text?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have it here today on your phone?
No.
Okay. Do you have your phone here?
No.
Okay. Did somebody tell you not to bring your phone?
Objection. To the extent that it's an attorney-client discussion, don't answer. Just actually instructing the witness not to answer.
Did your attorney tell you not to bring your phone?
Instructing the witness not to answer. Don't answer the question.
Did someone have a conversation with you about your phone other than your attorney?
Instructing the witness not to answer.
Did someone other than your attorney have a conversation with you about not bringing your phone today?
Instructing the witness not to answer.
Raquel, do you normally carry a smartphone?
Yes.
What kind of smartphone?
iPhone.
Okay, what kind of iPhone?
What? Like model?
Yes.
Oh, 6.
Okay. And when was the last time you had possession of that iPhone?
This morning.
Okay. And where is that iPhone now?
At home.
Okay. And did you intentionally leave that iPhone at home?
Yes.
Okay. And did you make that decision based on information you received about these proceedings today?
Instructing the witness not to answer. It relates. Instructing the witness not to answer.
Okay, I don't believe that calls for any attorney-client information. It has only to do with the witness's understanding whether or not there were any conversations with counsel. So I'm going to ask the witness again. Was it your understanding and intention to not bring your iPhone to these proceedings?
Repeat the question, please.
Did you make a conscious, intentional decision not to bring your iPhone to these proceedings?
Yes.
Why not?
Instructing the witness not to answer.
Can we just make a note for the record? I'm not sure how you all do things, but that counsel for Ms. Hurd appears to be instructing counsel for Ms. Pennington as to objections that should be made. I'm not sure if that's...
Let's be clear
okay.
who you're referring to.
He's cute. Don't hang her out to dry.
Who are you referring to?
I don't mind that.
I haven't said anything to anybody.
Just for the record, I observed that Samantha appeared to be instructing Ms. Pennington's counsel as to making an objection.
I would say that I don't know how you would know that she was instructing anything. If it looked like she may have been communicating, she could have been asking how he was doing, for all we know. I didn't hear anything.
Making my own objections. I'm not following anybody's instructions.
When you made your conscious decision to not carry your iPhone to these proceedings, did you do so for a particular reason?
Yes.
What is that reason?
Instructing the witness not to answer.
I know you care about the truth. You've said that the truth is important to you. You are talking about emails that you received from Amber in these proceedings, correct? Huh? I'm sorry, text messages that you received from Amber on April 22nd in the early morning hours, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You've kept those text messages, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you have many other text messages from...
All right, not sure what's happening there. Like got a little buggy on me. Amber didn't bring her phone either. Now, a lot of times I'm seeing that people are pointing out that someone said the lawyers sometimes tell you don't bring laptops, don't bring communication devices, don't bring anything into this with you. That's understandable if that's the case. But Raquel gets a very wry smile on her face when she realizes you're asking me for Amber and I'm not going to tell you. And she just kind of, you're asking if Amber's going to be the one. She knows she was told, leave your stuff at home. Who leaves their phone? I never leave the house without my phone. I notice immediately if I get in the car and even back out of the driveway, I notice if I have my phone or not, and I immediately pull back in and go, I don't have my phone. It's
Well, the questions are very pointed. It's a very Blair already knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
It's very specific. This isn't about, oh, your counsel told you randomly because this is any other regular court case to not bring your laptop, phone, whatever, for court reasons. This is not about that.
It's not about that.
It's very purposeful.
Yeah. It's for the reason of if you have it, then and you're gonna. They may have not said it yet, but you'll find out there's a subpoena for these communications.
Yes.
And Raquel just has not produced anything yet. So it's just bizarre. And then she could be asking how he's doing. No one's leaning over in the middle of questioning while he's making his statements and objections going, hey, how you doing? How's it going? You doing all right? Yeah, no one's doing that. Jesus. No one's doing that.
Exchanging pleasantries in the middle.
Yeah, you're not doing that. God. Here we go. I'll try to rewind it back because it seemed like it got off kilter there for a second. Let me close this Vic. Close this down. All right.
Amber, correct? Huh? I'm sorry, text messages that you received from Amber on April 22nd in the early morning hours, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You've kept those text messages, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you have many other text messages from Amber, correct?
Correct.
And you have many other text messages to Amber, correct?
Correct.
Tell me if it's correct. You have text messages back and forth with you and Amber on April 21st, correct?
Correct.
Did Amber text you anytime after you saw her that evening until you saw her in the bedroom that next morning?
From 5 to 6 in the 5 to 6 a.m. hour, yes.
That was the only communication you had from Amber, correct?
As much as I
Objection,
can.
Vegas the time.
Was the text you received from Amber between 5 and 6 asking you to wake her up at 10:30 the only communication you'd had from Amber since you saw Amber and Johnny the night before outside of your apartment leaving the storage unit at 5?
I don't remember.
Okay. When you say you don't remember, you remember seeing Johnny and Amber outside the storage unit of 5, correct?
In the hallway.
In the hallway.
Front of my apartment.
You remember saying goodnight, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Did you talk to Amber at any time, whether by text, phone, email, or in-person communication between the time you last saw her there and the time you went to sleep that night?
I don't remember.
Okay. Would it refresh your recollection if you looked at your phone to see if there were any text messages?
Yes.
Okay. Would it be possible to retrieve your phone so that you could do that?
Today?
We can do it today or we can do it on a future date, but I would like to see whether you had communication with her, and I'm sure you would like the truth to come out. Would you agree that we could look at whether there were any text messages between you and Amber after that time you last saw her and the next morning when you say she texted you between 5 and 6?
Can I get a clarification, counsel? Is the request to see her phone or is the request for her to provide text messages?
Well, I think we're going to want to inspect the phone to see that we have a complete copy. We certainly don't want to impinge your privacy, but we also want to see all the communications. So would you provide your phone so that we could see the communications you had with Amber?
No, she won't provide her phone, but she will provide any relevant documents or messages to the extent that there's a request to do so, but she won't turn over her phone.
Okay. I presume unless ordered to do so by the court.
Of course.
Correct.
I have received a subpoena to do so.
Okay. Have you complied with that subpoena?
The date has not come up.
Okay. But you intend to comply?
Yes.
Very good.
Unless there's a valid objection placed.
And you understand, Raquel, how important it is not to remove anything from your phone before you comply with the subpoena, correct?
Yes.
Not to erase any texts or trash any communications you've had with Amber, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. And as you sit here today, you've thought about these events, correct?
Correct.
And they're important to you, correct?
Yes.
But your testimony is you remember no communication with Amber from the time you saw Amber and Johnny and said goodnight outside of the storage unit, outside of your penthouse, to 5 or 6, between 5 and 6 that next morning.
Objection,
correct?
misstates testimony.
Do you remember any communication that you had having taken place between those time periods?
No, I do not remember.
Okay. So the first communication you remember having with Amber was between 5 and 6 the next morning, correct?
Yes.
And you received a text from her that said what?
I don't remember the exact words, but in paraphrasing, She notified me that Johnny had left, that they had had an argument, and that she wished for me to wake her up sometime between 10 and 10:30 so that we could leave to go to on our trip.
Okay. So you believe that in that text she sent to you between 5 and 6 o'clock that she said all of those things?
Yes.
Okay. And did she describe the argument in the text?
I don't remember.
You don't remember what she said about the argument?
Not exactly.
What do you remember, if anything at all?
She said that we had an argument and he left.
Okay.
She said within the text as well, I don't have my phone, but I don't have my phone. Please come wake me up between 10 and 10:30.
Okay. And you believe that she said all of that in the text?
I believe so.
Okay. Is there anything else you remember her saying in the text?
No.
Nothing at all?
No, I don't remember anything
Okay.
else.
But you have that text?
Yes.
And you're going to provide it in response to the subpoena?
If called upon.
Thank you. Okay. And in response to that text, did you do anything?
Right away?
At any time after you received that text?
I woke her up at the time that she had requested. I don't remember if it was 10 or 10:30.
Okay. Prior to that, waking her up at 10 or 10:30, am I correct that you made no attempt to see her?
Correct.
And that she made no attempt to get you to come over, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And how did you think it odd that she was telling you she had no phone, that she was texting you?
No.
Did Amber normally text you from something other than her phone?
Sometimes on her computer.
Okay. And what did you believe to be the case in that instance?
The case of what?
Of what she was, if you had any understanding of where she was texting you from on that specific day between 5 and 6?
I assumed it was computer or iPad.
Very good. And in her communication with you, am I correct that she'd made no claim of any kind that she had been abused in any way?
I don't remember.
You don't remember whether your best friend made a claim she had been abused that morning?
The term abuse has a very broad definition, as I've so learned.
How do you define abuse?
Remember.
Sorry, guys. I don't know why that keeps doing that. Every now and then it'll just like jump ahead in the playing of the physical play without the audio. Before she gets into her broad definition of abuse, we'll get back to it. She has a very broad definition of abuse. I saw people just before Blair asked about the phone. You know, Amber said she doesn't have her phone. How's she texting? She claims that she either uses her computer or her iPad, which I guess you can link your number. You can link your number to an iPad, and you can text that way.
There is some evidence of that.
Yeah.
We have there have been some documents and stuff that show the text as coming from an iPad, which you can tell because it's very large and the messages are all lined up on the side. There is some evidence of her texting from an iPad.
Of her texting from an iPad, which means she's linked her account, her phone number to the iPad as well, and she can text from that. It's actually not that unbelievable that she didn't have her phone. I still contend that I think Amber threw a fit after Johnny left, and I think Amber broke some glasses she was drinking from and a bottle or something, and I think she smashed her phone. If we can indulge me for a second, I'll see if I can get this to pull up.
I think she got so mad that she just lost it, as she says.
As she says. Oh, here she is in a 2019 interview talking about breaking phones. I'll see if this will play, if it's not going to lag too much.
Okay.
Let's see.
They'll leave the phone at home.
Okay, so it starts with this question of what do you do when you feel overwhelmed? And Amber is going to mention she breaks phone when she feels overwhelmed, which like when your husband leaves you.
Yep. After you
Stuff
smash him in
happens.
the face. Yep.
Yeah.
I leave the phone at home. I find that when I'm feeling overwhelmed in that moment of my life, those tend to be the periods in which I will lose my phone and then not replace it for a while or longer periods of time, or break it and not fix it for longer periods of time than not, which tells me I think there's some intuition there, and just knowing that there is a certain amount of self-care and self-focus that needs.
Anyway, all right. Did you hear
Anger
that?
issues. Tells me you have anger issues.
Exactly. Yeah. See people saying, how do you text from a computer? I assume a MacBook can do the same thing as an iPad.
Yes, for sure.
So yeah, she says, if I get overwhelmed, sometimes I'll lose my phone and not replace it for a long period of time, and she went, or break it. Like, she literally was like, yeah, or break it.
Yep.
And not replace it for long periods of time. Yeah, that's exactly what I think happened here. I think she threw Johnny's phone out of the window. I think Johnny left, told her that they were done, that he's not putting up with this anymore. Don't follow. And I think she threw a fit when he left. And I think it's very likely she could have smashed her own phone, because she said she never recovered her phone. And if you recall, Blair questioning Amber, they recovered Johnny's phone
very quickly,
thrown over very quickly with the Find My Phone app. And she claims, we didn't recover my phone, it was smashed to bits. And Blair was very quick to ask, how do you know if it was smashed to bits if you never recovered it? It's because Amber knows it was smashed to bits because Amber smashed it to bits. Yeah, that's exactly what happened there. Let's go through just a handful of these. Muffin Rando. Sprinkles to all my friends in here. Thank you, Muffin Rando. For Jax's giggles, makes my day. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. J. Sue, the Parker in Palm Springs. Holy crap. For the villa, 3 nights for 4 adults is $10,060. Johnny paid for sure. Holy crap, that's expensive.
Yeah.
Jesus. Share Day, I can only imagine the mountains of things that would have been brought to light had she turned over her devices. I still can't believe she got away with that. Thank you guys again. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I popped it up there. Someone said Amber like frantically deleting texts.
Oh yeah,
like a ninja. And
that whole thing about the phone had Raquel like she was nervous.
She was squirming all over the place. Whew. Man, she was. People were like getting clammy. I saw some in the chat talking about how clammy she was getting. And then she said, well, I've actually been, she told on herself, she's like, I've actually been served a subpoena for all these communications. She's like,
she just like comes out with it. You can tell she's like so jumpy at this point.
Yeah. Do you plan on honoring that? She goes, the date hasn't come up yet. Like, you're really trying to push. Why not just give it up? If it's all the truth and it's all on there and it's all helpful.
Yeah.
You're telling the truth. Why not? Well, I'm waiting for the date to come and go. Like, I'm waiting for all this shit to get dropped. I'm waiting for Johnny to sign everything over. Right. I want it to go away. So I'm just waiting it out. Nindria, thank you so much again. Your insight and background knowledge on all this makes your commentary my favorite thing. More commentary, I say. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Teresa Stewart, I don't know what the statute of limitations is on perjury, but I can't wait until the ECB freeloaders, Eastern Columbia Building freeloaders, start writing their tell-all books where they finally admit it was all a hoax. My money's on Josh Drew being the first.
Mine is not.
Mine's not on Josh. I as much as I hate to disagree, Josh is like the deepest in it right now. He is 100% latched back. He's where the others aren't even friends with Amber anymore. Josh is right back in the inner circle. I mean, right back in it. And happily there.
My money would be more on like a Melanie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Somebody that's just slightly outside that's had enough. Maybe Amanda DeCadney.
I could see Amanda saying something. Yeah. I could see Melanie potentially saying something along the lines of how she felt tricked by it or something.
Yeah.
JJ, late to the Friday night dance party, but happy to be here. Even happy to hear Layla's doing much better. Thank you so much. I'm so tickled about that. Many thanks for all you do and for the sweet dance moves, the shoulder moves. in the thing, in head bobs and stuff.
The night at the Roxbury.
Yeah. Oh God. It's like just the most basic white dude.
Professional nonsense.
Exactly. Professional nonsense. I do want to draw that up. All right. I'll try to get this back to non-laggy nonsense. I'm
Hopefully
really
the
sorry
little
for that,
break
guys.
helped.
Yeah, every now and then when it
That's
does
kind
that,
of
I'm just
another
like,
reason that we do the breaks is because it does get laggy, and then when you come back to it, it sorts itself
yeah,
out.
for some reason right now on a Friday night, I don't know. Anyway, back to it.
You don't remember whether your best friend made a claim she had been abused that morning?
The term abuse has a very broad definition, as I've so learned.
How do you define abuse?
My definition would be throwing things, extremely violently loud yelling and verbal abuse, destroying other objects in an apartment, destroying personal property, causing bodily harm, and unneeded emotional distress.
Okay. So
Look how long it took her to get to causing bodily harm. It was like, well, if you break things or yell or destroy property, it's basically the May hoax of he tipped over my beads and spilled some wine. We're just going with that story. It took forever to get to bodily harm, even though it's essentially all Amber ever claimed. Back to it.
let's take this on April 21st and April 22nd in phases, okay? On April 21, as you said goodnight, right prior to fobbing everyone down in the elevator as you were leaving the apartment, is it truthful, is it true that Amber had not said anything to you or made any claim to you that any of those things you just referenced in your definition of abuse had occurred?
Occurred when?
That evening.
That evening, when I said goodbye to her that night?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. And am I correct that at the time you saw her with Johnny, as you described, happy with their arms around each other, is it also true that Amber had not communicated to you in any way, shape, or form that there had been abuse of any kind as you defined it just now?
During the evening that we were having dinner?
Correct.
And we're talking about abuse that specific night during the 45 minutes that we were all around him?
If that's what you were referring to, I'm referring to any contact that you had had during the evening with Amber. Did she ever once claim to you that she had been abused in any way?
In their entire relationship? I'm very confused with what you're
sure,
with
let's
what you're
be
asking.
very clear.
Yes.
Okay, because we'll get to all of that other stuff. Okay. All the claims that you say she made. Okay. On the evening of April 21st, you say that Johnny arrived approximately at 10 o'clock?
Yes.
And you were there another approximately 45 minutes or so before you said goodnight and then fobbed everybody down in the elevator.
Yes.
Is it the truth that at no time during that period of time did Amber ever communicate to you any claim of abuse by Johnny?
During that time, about abuse about that evening? Or abuse of an entire relationship?
Let's start with that evening.
No.
Was there a time during the 45 minutes that Johnny was there that Amber heard, complained to you, or communicated to you about a claim of abuse by Johnny prior to that evening?
No.
Okay. So Amber made no claim of any abuse by Johnny during the entire evening you were with them in number 5 about Johnny, correct? Okay. Now, between the time that you were with them and left, and then next saw them again later in the evening outside of the storage unit, is it true that Amber made no claim of abuse?
I believe that she said that their argument got very bad. It was a bad one. In my knowledge of what she terms as bad, and in her previous tellings of me about their fights, that abuse had most likely occurred.
She told you at some time during the evening hours of April 21 that she was claiming that abuse had occurred.
No, during the text. You said the text.
Okay.
Between 5 and 6 a.m.
Okay, but that's on April 22nd, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So prior to April 22nd, she had not made any
Correct.
reference at all to any claim of any abuse on April 21.
Correct.
Objection. Vague. I just want to be clear. Are you talking about abuse on April 21 or the claim on April 21?
Do you understand what I was asking?
I believe I already answered it.
Okay, so you understood what I was asking.
I think so.
Okay, great. Okay, so in the text between 5 and 6 o'clock on April 22nd, it's your testimony here today that Amber Heard made a claim of abuse about John Depp.
She did not make a claim.
Okay. Did she communicate with you?
In the text?
Yes.
Yes.
What did she say, Raquel?
She said that they got in an argument. It was bad. He left. She doesn't have her phone. Please come wake her up.
And those words are the equivalent to you of a claim of abuse?
Those words are the equivalent to me of multiple situations in which she has claimed that abuse occurred, and I have gotten a text that said that.
Okay. So you are saying in your testimony here that her words to you were that they had gotten in a bad argument, correct?
Correct.
And your interpretation and understanding of the definition of bad argument is abuse?
Objection. Misstates testimony.
Is that your understanding of her referencing a bad argument?
From my opinion of what a bad argument is with the two of them, yes.
Okay. So do you have, at that moment, on April 22nd, 2016, between 5 and 6 in the morning, you have an opinion, as you just testified, that those words, bad argument, mean abuse, based on your experience with Amber Heard?
Yes.
Okay. Prior to that moment, between 5 and 6, had you ever observed, you with your own eyes, observed any conduct that meets your definition of abuse by John Depp?
No.
That is very important. That is very important how stoically honest she answered no.
For once.
Because she is asked very straightforward up until this text message, which is essentially the last time Johnny would take any more crap, and he left. Up until the text message from Amber following that night when Amber punched him in the face, threw his phone off the balcony, she's asked to define abuse, and it took her forever to get to bodily harm. She talks about yelling, emotional abuse, breaking other people's property, then finally bodily harm and everything along those lines. So she has this very broad definition of abuse because she has to try to fit Johnny within that broad definition, because the only time she saw Johnny even a little heated was the night of May 21st, 2016.
Right.
When Raquel rushes in, or from the closet or wherever she comes from, and Johnny's basically saying, she's crazy. I didn't touch her. I didn't touch her. I didn't freaking, there's no way. I'm not even close to her. And Raquel rushes in like Johnny's a lunatic, and he's basically telling her, I'm not crazy. She's crazy. She's the violent. She did this. She did that. She's lying. That's the only time she got to see Johnny even a little bit heated, because she answers so honestly here that on the day after the birthday party, April 22nd, 2016, a month prior, that not one single point in the relationship in which she was a next door neighbor and she could come and go as she pleased. She had a master key, folks. Remember, a master key to every penthouse apartment or condo. And she could come and go as she pleased at any moment. She never once witnessed Johnny, even by her broad definition, fit into that category of being abusive. He never raised his voice. He never broke anything. He never yelled. He never destroyed anything. He never caused bond. She never witnessed, even by her broad definition, witnessed Johnny Depp be fit into that category of abusive. Remember this for later. I don't think it's in this point, in this part. It'll be in part 3, I think. But just remember how important this no, just a straightforward, not beating around the bush. No, not once did she see Johnny be abusive. All right.
So any understanding you had was from your conversations with Amber Heard, correct?
And my visual of her injuries.
Okay. And these are, when you say your visual of her injuries, these are times at which you were saying that you saw Amber, correct?
Yes.
And she had injuries, correct?
Yes.
And she told you that those injuries were from abuse, correct?
She told me that they were inflicted by Johnny.
Okay. So she made a claim to you that she had an injury that Johnny had caused.
Correct.
Claims, plural.
Claims.
Okay. So let's talk about that text, okay?
The 5 to 6
The 5
a.m.
to 6, okay. And we'll get to those claims, but first let's talk about that text. You received a text where Amber, your best friend, told you that she had had a bad argument, correct?
Correct.
Based on your prior experience with Amber, which we will talk about in a little while, you believed that that text meant that she had suffered abuse.
Yes.
And your reaction to your best friend communicating that to you was what? Did you go check on her to see if she was okay?
Yes.
Okay. So you went down there at 5 in the morning?
I didn't hear the text at 5 a.m.
Okay.
Or between that, whatever that 5 to 6 a.m. text was. I didn't hear it pop up. It didn't wake me up.
Okay. When did you receive that text?
Close to 10 o'clock.
Okay. Did you immediately go over there?
Yes.
Okay. And you swiftly went over there. Did you notify Josh?
Yes.
And what did you tell Josh?
I got this text. I don't know what happened yet. I'm going to go check on her.
Okay. And then you went right over there?
Yes.
Okay. Did you call 911?
No.
Did you think about contacting anybody to help Amber?
I hadn't seen her yet, so I didn't know what the extent was.
But you had already concluded it was abuse?
Yes.
Okay. And you went over there? Okay. And what did you see when you let yourself into the apartment?
Their apartment. I went in up the stairs.
Okay. Did you pass through the living room?
Sort of. Yeah, the stairs are on the side of the living room.
Okay. So you walk in, right? Did you have to travel a hallway between your apartment and their apartment?
Yes.
Okay. So you traveled the hallway, correct? Did you see any shattered glass in the hallway?
No.
Did you see any broken bottles in the hallway?
No.
Did you see anything amiss in the hallway?
No.
Okay. And you got into the apartment and you went upstairs. Did you see anything in the apartment?
Yes.
Tell me specifically what you saw.
When I opened her bedroom door, there was shattered glass all over the floor.
Okay. So you didn't see anything amiss between being downstairs when you first entered and you got upstairs, correct?
Correct.
There was no shattered glass downstairs, correct?
Correct.
There were no broken bottles downstairs, correct?
Correct.
Nothing seemed amiss, correct?
Not to my knowledge.
Well-
Other than the shattered glass.
Until she's saying downstairs. We're
Correct.
talking about
Oh,
downstairs.
I'm sorry.
Correct.
We're not upstairs yet.
Correct. Right? When you say not to my knowledge, you were there, correct?
Yes.
You were seeing, you were able to see, correct? You were walking through the living room, correct?
Yes.
You were very familiar with that living room, correct?
Yes.
You would have noticed if there was broken, shattered glass on the floor, correct? A
Yes.
smashed wine glass or anything like that, correct?
Yes.
Okay? And you didn't notice that? You didn't see any of that?
No.
None of that was there, correct?
I didn't see any.
Okay. And you then went upstairs, correct?
Yes.
Did you run or walk?
I walked.
Okay, you walked upstairs. And what did you do when you got upstairs?
I opened her bedroom door
Okay.
and immediately saw glass all over the floor.
Okay, let me stop you there. You immediately opened her door. Did you knock on her door?
No.
Okay. Is it your practice not to knock on the bedroom door when you go there?
When she is home alone, I do not knock.
Okay. And you opened the bedroom door, and what did you do next?
Stopped,
Okay. And did what?
looked at the glass,
Okay.
looked at her in the bed. She woke up when the door opened and the light came on, so I saw that she was awake.
Okay. Okay. And when did you first remember that you saw this glass on the floor? Was it recently?
What do you mean?
Well, it's my understanding, Raquel, that you prepared a declaration in this case, correct?
I don't think I did. I think I only prepared my declaration for the May incident.
When you say you only prepared your declaration for the May incident, what do you mean by that?
The May incident of abuse when the police were called and there was another fight that had happened.
Were you asked to prepare a declaration?
I offered to give my eyewitness testimony of what I had been involved in.
Okay. And this is certainly sounds like it's something that was alarming and upsetting to you, correct? On April 21st, 22nd?
The morning,
Yes.
somewhat.
Okay. But you chose not to include it in the declaration you prepared in this case?
For the declaration for the May event?
Did someone direct you to only talk about May?
Objection to the extent that it calls for attorney-client communication, don't answer.
Raquel, you say you offered to prepare a declaration in this case, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When did you offer to prepare a declaration?
I don't remember.
You don't remember when you offered to prepare a declaration. Do you remember who you offered to prepare the declaration to?
Amber?
Okay. And where were you when you offered this?
I don't remember.
You don't remember where you were when you offered this?
No.
You know you're under oath here, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you remember offering Amber to prepare a declaration, but you don't remember when it was or where you were.
Counsel, she was asked to prepare a declaration, and she prepared a declaration that served the purposes of the domestic violence clutch restraining order. It was not the purpose of that declaration to give details, nor is it proper to give all of these kinds of details that you're inquiring about at the DV. The DV was granted. The evidence presented was sufficient.
I hate to interrupt you, but let me just be clear. Joe, are you testifying here?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so are you making an objection?
I'm making a statement. I've made it.
Okay. So may I return to questioning the witness?
Not my devil. Of course.
Well, I'm sure you would afford me the same respect as I would afford you, and it's perfectly fine if you'd like to make an objection. The witness is represented by counsel, so if we could sort of do it without statement making, I would very much appreciate it. Okay, Raquel, you say that you offered to prepare a declaration. Was this after was this after Amber had filed her papers for divorce?
Yes.
Okay. I am being told we have a minute left. Would you like me to pause?
Yes, we'll need to go off.
Okay. If we can go off the record.
This marks the end of media number 1 in the video deposition of Raquel Pennington. The time is approximately 4:39 p.m. and we're going off the record.
Jax, did you see how squirmy she got there?
Oh yeah, of course.
When she said Raquel, and she was like,
"Yep,
yeah."
She's fidgeting with her hands the whole time.
Oh man, because she knows. She said, I made a declaration statement. I gave a declaration about the May incident, because the May incident is when Samantha Spector was on speakerphone with all of them, telling them to write all their stuff down and make sure it all lined up. That's why she only gave the May incident, because that was the only one that she studied. That was the only one that they came together to really talk about.
Yeah. They still couldn't keep it straight anyways.
Still couldn't keep it straight. Very interesting that Raquel says when she got into the condo, into Penthouse 3, that downstairs, she even corrects her own counsel and corrects him and says, no, she's talking about downstairs. Like nothing was wrong downstairs.
Right.
Interesting that she would say that, because
dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. I'm done. Okay, let's share this, because this is from Amber's initial declaration before this deposition. On April 21st, celebrating my birthday party, yada, 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 yada. She talks about getting shoved to the floor. Johnny was also screaming and threatening me, taunting me to stand up. After several minutes, Johnny stormed out of the condominium, but not before tossing aside and breaking nearly everything in his path. Imagine. Now, she would go even further in her own deposition, if everyone remembers this. Let's see. Oh, here we go.
Broke a bunch of shit in the kitchen. I think he wrote on the countertop. I think that's one of the times he wrote on the countertop in Sharpie some crazy message to me. And I went upstairs. I heard him kind of coming in and out, and then when I walked downstairs, it was quiet for a really long time. When I walked back downstairs, it was just a note on the floor that said, happy fucking birthday.
Was there any other debris on the floor downstairs other than on the countertops in the kitchen?
I don't remember. I know he smashed. He knocked over lamps and a statue thing and paintings and he's gotten really into. He'd been punching photographs with me in them recently, and this was one of those times. But nothing that nothing downstairs specifically that I remember at this moment.
Nothing she specifically remembers, but he smashed a bunch of shit in the kitchen, and it was lamps and everything else. I can't specifically remember because he didn't smash anything, and nothing was smashed in the kitchen. And I don't want anyone to say like, "Oh, she cleaned it up." Then why didn't she clean up why didn't she clean all the glass upstairs where she was going to be walking and Raquel was going to be walking, and the dog that she blamed the poop on was going to be walking? It's absolute nonsense to think that we're supposed to believe that, but he smashed everything because that draws a much more like horrific picture that Johnny didn't get punched twice in the face and said, "I'm out. Do not follow me. I'm done." It's much better if she feared for her life and then he just smashed everything on the way out, and when it finally got quiet, she went down to check. No, that's not what happened. Anyway. No. Rosalind Duke, can we talk about Rocky's net worth being 1.5 for stringing beads and stretching for a living? Also, AH's family's net worth. I don't know her family's net worth. I've seen this 1.5 thrown around as like an arbitrary number for Raquel and Io and Josh, that they're all worth 1.5 mil. I don't know what the source of that is. I think it's Wikipedia. So I don't know.
Grains of salt, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But you never know. It certainly didn't get that way from stringing beads and stretching. Raquel is married to a semi-active stuntman. I don't know how much they make, but you never know. But yeah, it is fishy. If they are indeed worth all that each,
yoga beads,
then it is kind of fishy that it would come from beads and yoga. Sarah Lita, thank you. Wishing you both a happy holiday. Wishing the best of health for the 2 puppies in 2023, and you guys too, of course. Thank you, Sarah Lita. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sarah Lita.
Same to you. I hope everyone has a wonderful 2023 full of happiness and health. Kitten cat lover. Love kittens and cats.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Patricia Smith, my first live. Thanks for all you do. Hey, happy to have you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Always love when someone can make it for the first time. Kraken's at 192. Awesome.
Love it. Love it. I did see while we've been doing the video that Corey's mom posted on Facebook that the channel is back to full functionality and they're going to be posting a video soon.
Excellent. So as soon as they post that video, go to it, like it, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, all that, leave a comment, do anything you can do to interact with that channel and just push it up, in, like the algorithm, whatever the YouTube gods like, just give it traction.
Yes.
Anyway, so we have a part 3 of this coming up. We'll get to that soon. Assuming everything stays good with the pups and everybody else, we should be doing that soon. It's part 3 now. For anyone who does not know, this is only going to be 3 parts. It could be 6, but for some reason Raquel's was split over 2 days, and the second day they didn't use a videographer. I don't know why. I have no explanation for that. Though. It is in text. We could do a dramatic reading of it.
Oh God! just release it. Just release the crack.
Just release.
We'll just put it out.
Yeah, we'll just put the entire the part 2 text out there. It does get better. A little bit better. Kind of her feet get held to the coals a little bit in this this part 3 that you're going to get to see. So anyway, we've still got 25 and dropping. That's it for today, folks. Just wanted to do this quick live as quick as we could.
Quick. We've been here an hour and 45 minutes, homie.
Hour and 45 minutes. It was an hour of testimony. So yeah, Brian is Rocky.
Oh, good.
I'd have to get that Valley Girl, that
Oh,
upward
yes. I'll be
inflection.
Blair. It'll be great.
Yeah, just super calm, chill, and I'll be
Mhm.
over here just like squirming. Define water.
Now,
When
Miss
you say
Pennington.
wet, I just, gosh, it's just airhead. All right, Jax is Blair. There it is. It's got a vote.
Hey.
Would love a dramatic reading.
Oh, God. Maybe we'll do a section for fun.
Yeah, we might do a little section for
Just
fun.
as like a podcast video for fun.
I could do the whole like you know how they do the South Park when they have like real celebrity faces and
Oh,
they just
yes.
like make their mouth move. We could just do this and just, you know, cut out.
We could make cartoons of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, where was it? I thought that was Crack in the Boxes. Oh, I missed it.
Oh, yes.
There we go. Crack in the Box. Go subscribe to Corey. I'm going to click on this. Lisa, Glenn, thanks for everything you both do. Wouldn't be able to go through this without you. Also so happy for what you're doing for Captain Corey. Let's see him get to 1 million. That'd be fantastic.
So good.
200K is the next stop. Then 500. I think 500K gets you the gold plaque from YouTube. But
I think so too.
Man, I think he can get there. I really do hope everyone just push the heck out of his channel. Hugs and kisses. Love to you in this amazing community. I want to like kind of echo this, that I appreciate everyone joining in on these and watching. Obviously, we've watched these several times before. Raquel's not as much. And we really appreciate everyone showing up and helping us get through this, because we couldn't do it without you.
Well, it's way more fun to do it with friends.
It's way more fun to do it with friends. And we always want to try to give this vibe and this environment and this setting, this atmosphere of just friends hanging out, just shooting the breeze, having a good time. We want everyone to be involved. We want everyone talking. And it's not like we're presenting something to you and we don't want to interact. We absolutely want to interact. And that's what we're trying to do. Like, everyone's just hanging out, having a drink, and poking a little fun. So
for sure. I'm going to say something about Make-A-Wish real fast, if you don't mind.
Sure. Absolutely.
So obviously this week has been amazing. Everyone really pulled together to help Corey, and it's been so fabulous. And if this is your first experience with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, that is one of the most amazing charities in the world. I really, really suggest, if you are pleased about the way that you're feeling, about the way that this has unfolded, if you are happy being able to bring joy to this little boy's life, I really, really highly recommend getting involved with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, either making a small donation, or you can volunteer even with them to help make wishes come true. There are many sick children that have wishes just like Corey's, and they all deserve to get them. Most of them will, because the foundation does very well, and they are just amazing at what they do, but they always need help, and they need support, and they need volunteers to help with these wishes. A lot of them can be complicated. They cost between like $5,000 and $10,000 each usually. Some are more extravagant, some are less. Obviously, this one with Corey is a bit less. Johnny was so gracious to do a video, and then we all chipped in to help the channel, so that wouldn't have costed very much. But other ones are more extravagant. Most kids want to go to Disney. Anyways, if you feel inclined to help children more, please get involved with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It is a cause that is very near to my family's heart. My mom worked there for a long time, and you can really make a child's life by doing so.
Very well said, Jax. Thank you for that. I want to just trumpet that statement. It feels good to do good. Yeah. And if you can do any bit of good, whether it's giving something monetarily, whether it's giving something of yourself or your time, do it. Make-A-Wish is a fantastic organization, but they need help. They need help to make these wishes come true for all of these kids. They're all deserving, and there could be a kid near you. Like, I know some of these people, I saw someone say that Corey was very near their neighborhood, and there are kids just like this in your neighborhood, in your towns, in your states. Just reach out, do something good. If you can give. If you can give time, give time. If you can do nothing but retweet or repost something, share it, do it, and just spread the love these holidays, and be kind to one another, be good to one another, and enjoy the time you have with one another. So I want to wish everyone, if we don't get back to you before Christmas, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. If we do, I would like to get one in before Christmas. But if not, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. Thank you for all the well wishes for Layla, for Brew, for Corey especially, and for every kid like Corey who's being stronger than most and stronger than any of us could ever imagine in fighting what they're fighting. So my heart goes out to them, thoughts, prayers, and everything. So Merry Christmas. Thanks for joining us. Happy holidays. Enjoy the World Cup. Enjoy your weekend. Do something kind, relax, do something kind for yourself, and just and stay happy, my friends. So
sure.
Yeah, so until next time, if there is a next time, because we're never guaranteed, take care. And Jax, I'll see you later.
The next one. Bye.
Bye.